Good morning, I'm Grayson Hughes, and you're listening to Morning Jam, the indie music morning minicast that starts it off with songs you were meant to hear. Today's song is one of these songs that really prompted me into doing Morning Jam, and of course it was the song that won the poll last Friday. The Griswolds, 16 Years. If you think the Griswolds is a familiar name, it's actually the last name that Chevy Chase's character had in the National Lampoon Family Vacation movies. And that's on purpose for that, because it definitely is coincidental, there's some connection between having, such an 80s movie to the 80s sound that the Griswolds, I think, perfectly embody. They are actually an Australian band, and I think Australian bands tend to sit towards the outskirts of even indie music. There aren't a lot of bands I listen to from Australia, but the Griswolds are definitely an exception, and I totally appreciate having music from all around the world. As everyone knows, I'm a huge fan of New Zealand music, but having the neighbors right by New Zealand be in my pocket of music I love now too makes me feel a little accomplished. So this song is chromic. That's the best way I can describe it. It kind of feels like that one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward travels to the future and everything is covered in chrome. That beginning little beat on, I believe, the guitar that follows throughout the song always makes me think of that, and I am not sure why. The only other way I can describe it is if a robot had dreams, that's the song, or that's the sound that would play in its head, which again, probably isn't much any better of a description of specifics towards how it sounds. But 16 Years in general is a little bit of a weird song. It kind of flirts between alt pop, alt rock, and just standard pop. I don't really know where to place it. 16 Years is a song about losing your innocence and losing what makes you yourself, losing yourself through the music industry in particular. The name 16 Years is about 16 years since they all started playing music and how they've changed, but I think you can make an argument that it's even just about being 16 years old and losing yourself even to the negative influences around you at that age. Now, I'm not sure if they mean to attack the music industry in general, because the frontman and the rest of the band did an interview with Billboard magazine when this song first released, and they were talking about when they got signed. They were an Australian band, and very rarely, according to the frontman, do Australian bands get signed so quickly, especially when they had gotten signed after only releasing a little bit of an EP the year prior, so that's very impressive for them. This is killing me, I'm half the man. It's good to be back. The previous episodes, as you might have remembered, were pre-recorded since I was on a little bit of a vacation, but here I am again talking to you. It feels amazing. I'm Grayson Hughes, and this was your Morning Jam.